Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue currently gripping the bold and the beautiful, a storyline filled with heartbreak, confusion, and a desperate search. In one of the most intense and emotional arcs in recent memory, Liam Spencer, longtime central figure in the tangled world of Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families, has vanished. What was believed to be a terminal illness has spiraled into a mystery, leaving everyone around him devastated and uncertain. Let's break down exactly what happened, and where this could lead. Hope Logan now knows the secret. Liam, her former husband and father of her daughter Beth, is sick, or at least, that's what everyone believed. She found out that Liam had been diagnosed with what he thought was terminal cancer. Upon learning this, Hope was overwhelmed with emotion, and while her first instinct was to offer love and comfort, it only deepened Liam's frustration. He never wanted her, or anyone, to feel sorry for him. To Liam, pity felt like surrender. The thought of people crying around him, treating him like a man with one foot in the grave, was unbearable. As more people slowly began to discover the truth of his condition, his internal panic grew. It wasn't just about dying anymore, it was about dignity, control, and escape. Liam reached a decision. He would leave Los Angeles. Liam's secret plan. In the quiet of night, while Steffi and Finn were away from home on a family retreat, Liam moved quietly. He deleted messages, left his phone behind, and took nothing but a backpack. He purchased a one-way train ticket to a remote town up the coast, somewhere far from the chaos, the expectations, and most importantly, the pity. He didn't tell Hope. He didn't tell Steffi. He didn't tell Bill. He simply vanished. Liam's decision wasn't rooted in drama or spite. It was his way of trying to face death on his own terms. He wanted peace. He wanted silence. He wanted the freedom to breathe without being looked at like a dying man. But he left behind devastation, panic and heartbreak. The moment Liam's absence was noticed, chaos erupted. Hope assumed he had gone for a walk, maybe to clear his head. But as hours turned to a full day, and Liam didn't respond to texts or answer calls, concern spread like wildfire. Steffi, upon returning home, realized quickly that something was wrong. His belongings were still there, but key items were missing. His favorite jacket. His sketchbook. A few pieces of cash. And most troubling, his wallet and phone were left behind. Hope called Bill. She didn't want to believe it, but something in her gut told her it was time. Bill Spencer was blindsided. He had only just learned that his son was sick, and now he was gone. The grief hit him like a freight train. For a man known for control, power, and pride, Bill crumbled. In one phone call, his world fell apart. But Bill didn't sit still. He sprang into action. He hired private investigators. He used his corporate resources to track Liam's last known activity. He combed through station footage, hotel bookings, any clue that could point toward his son's location. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Finn decided to take a closer look at Liam's medical records. The truth about Liam's condition. Haunted by the idea that Liam had simply run off to die, Finn requested a more detailed analysis of Liam's test results. What he found stunned him. Liam was not dying. The cancer diagnosis had been a misreading. What had initially appeared to be a malignant brain tumor was, in fact, a benign lesion. A small, non-life-threatening mass pressing lightly against a nerve, easily operable and with no impact on long-term survival. Liam had misunderstood his condition, or worse, been misinformed. Finn was floored. The implications were massive. Liam had disappeared under the belief he was dying, when in fact, he could have been treated and returned to a normal life. He raced to tell everyone. Too late to undo the damage. When Hope, Steffi, and Bill were told about the mistake, it was like waking up from a nightmare, only to realize the nightmare had already caused irreversible damage. Hope sobbed. Steffi was speechless. Bill went from despair to rage in seconds. "If he's not dying," Bill said, "then where the hell is my son?" Now, the story had changed. They were no longer grieving a man with a terminal illness. They were searching for someone who may believe the end is near, someone who might be planning something final. Something irreversible. The fear of suicide crept in. Days passed. No word from Liam. No confirmed sightings. No calls. His bank account remained untouched. He had gone off the grid. Bill began to fear the worst. That Liam, thinking he was out of time, had taken matters into his own hands. Finn blamed himself. He had access to the hospital system and could have pushed for a second opinion earlier. Steffi blamed herself too. Had she not been so distant? Had she missed signs that Liam was spiraling emotionally? Hope clung to Beth, trying to explain her father's absence in ways that didn't reveal the terrifying truth. She spoke in whispers to Brooke, who now feared her daughter would raise Beth alone. The Logan and Forrester families gathered, old feuds forgotten for the moment as they focused solely on finding Liam. The search intensifies. Bill offered a massive reward for any information. News stations ran alerts. His private security team scoured travel manifests, train logs, and rest stops along the coast. But still, no Liam. Hope eventually returned to Liam's house. She searched through his things, hoping for a clue. Inside a drawer, she found an envelope marked with her name. She opened it. Inside was a letter. "Hope, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I didn't want to leave you this way, but I couldn't bear watching the people I love suffer because of me. Please tell Beth I love her. Please tell my father I'm sorry. And please, live your life fully. Don't waste time crying over me. I need to be somewhere quiet. I need to face this alone." Liam. Hope collapsed in tears. Bill took the letter to his private investigators, analyzing every word, every reference, trying to triangulate where Liam might have gone. A breakthrough came when a ticket receipt surfaced for a train heading north toward Mendocino, a small coastal town known for its solitude and ocean cliffs. A race against time. The Spencer jet was fueled and ready. Bill, Hope, and Finn boarded the plane and flew north. Steffi stayed behind with the children, but her heart went with them. Upon arriving, the trio fanned out. They searched cabins, inns, beaches. They spoke to locals. Some thought they had seen a man matching Liam's description walking along the cliffs at sunrise, staring out at the water. Finally, after hours of searching, Hope spotted someone in the distance, sitting alone on a bench, wrapped in a blanket, staring out at the Pacific. It was Liam. Hope called his name. He turned slowly, confused, as if seeing a ghost. "What are you doing here?" he asked weakly. Hope ran to him. "You're not dying, Liam. It was a mistake. You're going to live." Liam's knees buckled. His entire body shook. He broke down in Hope's arms. Bill arrived moments later. He didn't say a word. He just wrapped his arms around his son and held him like he would never let go again. Returning home, Liam was brought back to Los Angeles. He underwent surgery. The tumor was removed successfully, and his health began to improve quickly. The psychological trauma, however, would take time to heal. The guilt was overwhelming. Liam apologized to everyone, to Bill, Hope, Steffy, even Finn. But no one blamed him. They were just relieved he was alive. The experience changed everything. Hope became more protective of Liam. Steffy opened her home to him temporarily so he wouldn't feel alone. Bill launched a new health foundation focused on second opinions and early diagnoses, vowing that no one should ever suffer from medical miscommunication the way Liam had. Finn and Liam repaired their strained relationship, bonded now by the shared experience of nearly losing everything over a misdiagnosis. A new chapter begins. As Liam regained his strength, he began writing about the experience. Not a memoir, but a guide, for those struggling with fear, illness, and identity. He realized that even in despair, there's clarity. Even in chaos, there's love. He still had questions. About his purpose. About his future. About what life meant now that he had it back. But for the first time in months, he had time to ask those questions. And that, more than anything, was a miracle. Next, we will learn about the heart-wrenching drama surrounding Bill Spencer and his son Liam Spencer as a devastating secret threatens to unravel their recently repaired bond. In the ever-turbulent world of the bold and the beautiful, emotions run high, and family ties are tested by hidden truths and looming tragedies. A shocking medical diagnosis has cast a dark shadow over Liam's life, and the question remains, who will be the one to break the unbearable news to Bill? As the secret of Liam's condition begins to spread among the characters, the tension builds, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This gripping storyline promises to deliver an emotional roller coaster, filled with tender reconciliations, heartbreaking confessions, and the unbearable weight of loss. Let's dive deep into the unfolding drama, exploring the intricate dynamics between the characters, the profound impact of Liam's prognosis, and the inevitable moment when Bill's world will come crashing down. The saga begins with a seemingly hopeful moment at Il Giardino, the quaint Italian eatery that has often served as a backdrop for pivotal moments in the Spencer family's story. Liam and Bill recently sat down over a shared plate of fettuccine alfredo, the aroma of garlic and parmesan filling the air as they attempted to mend the deep wounds of their past conflicts. Their conversation was laced with genuine emotion, a rare instance of father and son connecting on a heartfelt level after months of bitter arguments and misunderstandings. Bill, with his characteristic blend of gruffness and vulnerability, expressed his longing to rebuild trust, while Liam, hiding a heavy burden, offered a sincere apology for their fallout over business decisions and personal betrayals. However, beneath Liam's warm smiles and conciliatory words, a tragic secret festered. He withheld the devastating news of an inoperable brain mass that doctors had recently discovered during a routine scan. Choosing not to burden his father with the grim reality, Liam focused instead on savoring what might be one of their final moments of normalcy. Yet, this omission weighs heavily on the narrative, as Bill, a man who prides himself on strength and control, remains oblivious to the ticking clock on his son's life, a clock that is running out far faster than anyone could imagine. As Liam grapples with his decision to shield Bill from the truth, the secret begins to leak out, creating a web of whispered conversations and burdened consciences among those closest to him. Steffy Forrester, Liam's longtime confidant and co-parent, was the first to learn of his dire condition during a tearful exchange at Forrester Creations. Her initial shock quickly turned to sorrow as she processed the news, her voice trembling as she promised to support Liam through this ordeal. Unable to bear the weight alone, Steffy confided in Hope Logan, Liam's other great love, during a late-night conversation at the Logan cabin, the flickering fireplace casting somber shadows on their faces. Hope, known for her compassionate nature, was visibly shaken, her eyes welling with tears as she recalled the countless memories they shared. The circle of secrecy widened further when Steffi, seeking guidance, turned to her mother, Taylor Hayes, a psychiatrist who has faced her own share of heartbreaking losses. Taylor listened intently, her professional demeanor crumbling as she absorbed the gravity of Liam's fate, her thoughts drifting to her own past grief over losing her daughter, Phoebe. Each of these women now carries the burden of knowing, and their individual relationships with Bill add layers of complexity to who might eventually reveal the truth. Will it be Steffi, driven by her fierce loyalty to family, or Hope, motivated by her desire to ensure Liam has every ounce of support? Perhaps Taylor, with her deep understanding of grief, will feel compelled to prepare Bill for the storm ahead. Speculation abounds on how Bill might ultimately learn of Liam's fatal prognosis, with several compelling scenarios emerging from the tangled web of relationships in Los Angeles' elite circles. One possibility is that Steffi, with her direct and no-nonsense approach, could find herself in a quiet moment with Bill at the Spencer estate, the weight of the secret too heavy to bear any longer. Picture the scene. Rain pattering against the oversized windows as Steffi hesitates, her voice barely above a whisper, before finally admitting the heartbreaking truth about Liam's health. Alternatively, Taylor might take a more subtle route, drawing on her therapeutic expertise to approach Bill during a chance encounter at a local charity gala. Rather than a blunt confession, Taylor could weave cryptic hints into their conversation, perhaps referencing the fragility of life or the importance of cherishing every moment with loved ones. Her words might plant seeds of suspicion in Bill's mind, prompting him to confront Liam directly. Then there's Hope, whose empathetic soul aches to see Liam surrounded by love in his final days. She might orchestrate a family gathering at her home, inviting Bill under the guise of a casual dinner, only to gently urge Liam to come clean as they sit around a table laden with comfort food and unspoken fears. Each potential reveal carries its own emotional weight, underscoring the profound impact this news will have on Bill, a man who has faced countless betrayals but never a loss of this magnitude. Another intriguing twist could see Liam himself deciding to disclose his condition, driven by a newfound resolve to face his reality head-on. Imagine a second meeting with Bill, this time at a secluded beachfront spot where the sound of crashing waves mirrors the turmoil in Liam's heart. As seagulls will overhead and the salty breeze tousles their hair, Liam might confess that their last heart-to-heart at Il Giardino wasn't the full story. With his voice breaking, he could reveal the diagnosis, describing the moment he learned of the brain tumor during a sterile hospital consultation, the doctor's words echoing like a death knell. Bill, typically a fortress of stoicism, would likely crumble under the revelation, his larger-than-life persona shrinking as he grapples with the impending loss of his son. This direct approach, while excruciating, would allow for a raw and unfiltered exchange between father and son, potentially healing old wounds even as they face an unimaginable future. The emotional stakes of such a moment would resonate deeply with longtime viewers, highlighting the fragile beauty of family bonds in the face of tragedy. No matter who ultimately breaks the news, the revelation is poised to shatter Bill's world in a way few other plot twists have managed in the long history of The Bold and the Beautiful. Bill Spencer, a titan of industry and a man who has weathered corporate wars and romantic betrayals, is ill-prepared for the personal devastation of losing a child. The narrative promises to explore his reaction in painstaking detail, from the initial denial, perhaps a furious refusal to accept the medical reports, to the crushing acceptance as he sits alone in his office, staring at a framed photo of a young Liam. The writers have hinted at scenes where Bill seeks solace in unexpected places, perhaps turning to his ex-wife Katie Logan for comfort, her own history with loss providing a grounding presence. There's also the potential for Bill to channel his grief into action, may be launching a foundation in Liam's name to fund brain tumor research, a storyline that could inject a sense of purpose into his pain. What's certain is that Bill's journey through grief will be a cornerstone of this arc, offering actor Don Diamont a chance to showcase the depth of his talent as he portrays a father stripped of his usual defenses. As the secret of Liam's condition ripples through the Forrester, Spencer, and Logan families, the broader implications for the show's ensemble cast come into focus. Friends and rivals alike will be forced to confront their own mortality and reevaluate their priorities as they rally around Liam or grapple with their inability to help. Steffy and Hope, despite their often contentious history, might find common ground in their shared love for Liam, organizing vigils or memory-making events to honor his remaining time. Taylor, with her background in psychology, could emerge as a pillar of support, offering counseling to those struggling to process the news, her own tears hidden behind a professional facade. Even characters on the periphery, like Ridge Forrester or Brooke Logan, might be drawn into the emotional whirlpool, their past interactions with Liam resurfacing in poignant flashbacks. The storyline is set to deliver a cascade of bittersweet moments, from tearful goodbyes to quiet reflections on the beauty of life, ensuring that no one emerges unscathed from this profound loss. In conclusion, the unfolding drama of Liam Spencer's fatal diagnosis on The Bold and the Beautiful is a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, blending raw emotion with intricate character dynamics to create a narrative that will leave viewers reaching for tissues. As Bill Spencer teeters on the brink of discovering the tragic truth, the question of who will deliver the devastating blow, be it Liam, Steffy, Hope, Taylor, or another unexpected source, hangs heavy in the air. Each potential messenger brings a unique perspective and emotional weight to the revelation, promising a moment that will redefine the Spencer family forever. Beyond the immediate shock lies a deeper exploration of grief, love, and the human capacity for resilience, as Bill and those around him navigate uncharted waters of loss. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will tell Bill about Liam's condition, and how do you anticipate he'll react? Stay tuned to BNB Spoilers for the latest updates on this heartrending storyline, as we continue to follow every tear, every confession, and every bittersweet goodbye. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next update as the drama of The Bold and the Beautiful unfolds.